Today's tea time topic is the nature of Virgos. And this discussion is not like other discussions of Virgos, so you might have heard of a discussion of nature of Virgos, not from this perspective, because this perspective I'm giving you today is from what I call the step astrology perspective. This is my own work, my own life's work, where I've uncovered numbers that work in association with the signs and planets. And I won't go into the details of step astrology and how I discovered it in this segment, but I want to talk about what I did discover regarding the nature of Virgos in the astronumerology. Now, to my surprise, the number for Virgo is 11. 11. Virgo is 11, which is integrity. And there's lots of consciousness that pointed me towards this truth. But it took a while to discover that Virgo was an 11. But I wasn't surprised, Virgo being an earth sign and 11 being two numbers, because earth signs are kind of heavy. And I thought, yeah, Virgo, that makes a lot of sense. I had discovered that Taurus was 10, and Tauruses are also kind of heavy. So I kind of thought made sense also. But the interesting thing about Virgo is it's supposed to be kept as a primary 11. In other words, in most numerology, you add the two numbers, so an 11 would be a 2, all right? It wouldn't stay as an 11. But my guides were certain that is to stay as an 11, first of all. But my guides also said to me that a Virgo does operate as a 2. And suddenly I started to really understand the nature of Virgos. First of all, it has to be said that step 1 is I love or Leo. So a 1 is a Leo. And so what I realized was it's not so much that it's an 11 as in the sense of a compound number, but Virgos are actually 2 Leos in 1. And if you know Virgos very well, it starts to make sense. It's not just one prince, but 2 prince or princess desires in the moment. They literally are being a prince or princess in 2 directions at once. Okay, like literally. Like they want 2 things at once, and that's one of the things that drives them a little crazy inside themselves. And the young Virgos is that they want those 2 things at once. Their heart wants this and that. They say, what should I get? It's just like, it's a real dilemma. And the thing is that Virgo I just described, that Virgo meltdown that we have all seen, they stay very, very somber and strong, and then all of a sudden there's a total meltdown of Virgos. Where's that come from? That's the 2, in my opinion. 2 is I feel, which is Cancer. So a Virgo can go into a Cancer mode where they suddenly are very emotional. So they're actually like 3-dimensional signs in the sense that they're very emotional, step 2. They're 2 Leos in 1, and then they're this Virgo creature, which is everything. Now, the other thing to point out about Virgo energy is the fact that it's 11, and this is other part of my research is fascinating, and I'll put in my book and describe one day. But in essence, Virgo is step 11, and step 11 is the final step. And when I say final step, I mean the final step of manifesting reality. Virgo is the final step. All right. Now, this is the part of Virgo that always wants to be perfect. They always want to have all the steps always in order. They're always judging their life of having all 11 steps in order. And the truth is they're quite often judging their life, trying to have 11 steps in order when they're like on step 1 or step 2 themselves. They haven't worked through the steps. And that's the thing about the steps. I always say it, but you'll learn it over time. You can't skip steps. You cannot be consciously holding yourself at a step 11 when you're at a step 2. It's a conscious step 2. It can't be an 11, right? So Virgos, the nature of Virgos is that they are perfectionists in the sense that they want to live up to that integrity. They want to live up to all 11 steps of consciousness. They want to have it all. They also, their hearts are wanting 2 things at once. And they're also emotional and maybe don't own up to it a lot. I've noticed that. So one of the last little pieces of Virgo wisdom I want to give you has to do ultimately with what my opinion of how Virgo is supposed to work. When I say supposed to, I mean what I actually coach my Virgos at how to work that 11. You got these 2 parts of yourself that loves, okay? What do? Well, I personally believe that the first thing the first one is I love myself. I love myself. That's what you're supposed to concentrate on. The 1 is being a whole 1 yourself, so loving yourself. Then that other one is you loving yourself some more, or the other one is you manifesting something of an image of yourself. You create an image of yourself, or the other one becomes the part of you in a relationship. So Virgos just need to organize better those two ones and never give up the first one for anyone. And really never give up the second one for anyone either. The truth is they want to have double of everything going on. And it's totally your right, Virgo, to have 2 scoops of ice cream. Totally. Now, the last little thing I'll say that's super fascinating is I don't think a person can be a Virgo until they have climbed all the way up Leo lifetimes. So I think a Virgo in a weird way is a mature Leo, and I don't think you can skip steps like I said.